Now, the first books that I want to review are my absolute favorite. It's my favorite series. So far there are 3 books, but there are going to be more. I think there are 6 or 7 scheduled to be released that have not yet been written. So far 3 are out. I only have 2 here because the second book I have on, I bought it on iTunes, so I read it electronically. But I have the first and third. This is the first, this is the third. Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight is the second book, which I don't currently have, and Heir of Fire. These are my absolute favorite books. If you love a strong female character, these are the books for you. It's very similar to Hunger Games, but it's a lot different at the same time. Now I know that's contradictory, but so basically the main character, Celaena, is an assassin. She has been imprisoned in the salt mines of Endovier and is fighting for her freedom. So that's what the first book entails. Basically, there's a competition held by the king, and whoever wins gets to be his champion. And she's promised that if she wins the competition after a few years of service, she can go free. She won't have to go back to the salt mines, and she'll no longer be bound to the crown. So that's what the entire first book is about. It's fantastic. It does have love interests. And it just gets better, I'll be honest. I did not like the book the first chapter or two. I was like, Celaena is very off-putting at first, at least that's how I found her to be. But it does get better. It gets so much better. You slowly grow to love Celaena, and then you slowly grow to love the book. I've read it like 6 or 7 times now. And the third one was just recently released. This one is fantastic. I cannot wait for the 4th book to come out. And it's a year away. Like, this just came out September 4th, I believe, was the release date. I read it in like 2 days. And it's a several hundred page book. Like 560 pages. But it's so great. The author is Sarah J. Maas. You can find this in Barnes & Nobles, on Amazon. You can get it on ebooks. You can get an ebook version of it either from Amazon for the Kindle, or you can find it on iTunes. I recommend it so strongly. It's so great. It's fantasy, partially, but it's not overwhelmingly fantasy. So if you like fantasy, great. But if you don't, then it's not going to hit you over the head with it. It's not something that's a huge component, especially in the first book. The first book is mostly just action. It's action and suspense and romance and a little bit of fantasy. So the third book is more fantasy, and as is the second, but it's still a lot of action and some romance. There's also a novella, or a series of novellas that's been compiled into one book. I don't currently have it with me, but I did buy it. Oh, here, it's actually over here. It's called, it's called The Assassin's Blade. It's also very, very great. It's basically like the prequel to The Throne of Glass. So it's basically all of Celaena's backstory. Well, not all of it, but it's a majority of the things that happened to her before she got out of Endovier and entered into the competition. So it's really great. You really get to know Celaena. I recommend reading this after you read the first or third one. Second or third one. I wouldn't read it first, because then you know things already. It's cool to like read the first one and be like, oh, wait, what happened? And then go back and then be like, oh, it all makes sense now, thanks to this prequel. No, but it's really great. Maas is such a great writer, and I really enjoy her books. So that's pretty much all I have to say about these. I hope to do more books in the future, maybe 1 a week, but I don't know. So if you have any suggestions, leave a comment, and that's all I have for this week. Thanks, guys.